Meanwhile,
have you ever wondered where the artifact version of Goyf is? You know, in Odyssey, there was a whole cycle of Lurgoyfs: Mortivore, Cognivore, Terravore. There's a white one. But where was the red one that counted artifacts? There was Magnivore in red, but that counted sorceries and has haste. It's 4 CMC. Then there was also Detritivore, which is from Time Spiral Block. But we have the wonderful Slag Fiend. It's a single red mana for a star, power and toughness, each equal to the number of artifact cards in all graveyards. Not just yours, both. I don't know how good this is. Its art is adorable. So yeah, my good friend Brian Madden of the Serum Visions podcast decided that this was worth exploring. So what has he done with it? Well, he's jammed in a bunch of artifacts here. So in our main deck, we have 19 artifacts. We also have 4 copies of Goblin Engineer, with which we can put more artifacts into our graveyard. And around that, he's constructed a black-red sort of early game discard-based some amount of removal. Sorry, there's Executioner Capsules here too. So there's 21 artifacts. Executioner's Capsule. We've got a bunch of early discard and removal. Then we've got Arcbound Ravager to seriously speed up our clock while putting more artifacts into our graveyard. So we're gonna get some interesting Slag Fiend plus Ravager math. And then we have a bit of a toolbox of stuff that Goblin Engineer can grab. So we have one of Smuggler's Copter, one of Servo Schematic, which actually kind of goes nuts with Arcbound Ravager in terms of putting a bunch of counters on it. We've got one of Gleaming Barrier, one of Shadowspear, one of Engineered Explosives, one of Pithing Needle, and then we've got 2 of Bomat Courier, Nihil Spellbomb, Pyrite Spellbomb. Probably Bomat Courier should be a 4 of, probably. I don't know if we need these Pyrite Spellbombs, but that's certainly something we can find out as we go along. And then we've got 3 of Ichor Wellspring. I also don't know if we need any of these, but it is a powerful card draw engine with Goblin Engineer. We also have Kolaghan's Command, 1 copy in here, and we've got Witch's Cottage in our mana base. So for anyone who has ever thought this card might be competitively viable, now's your chance to be right. So this has shown up a couple times in different lists over the last little while, and while it has never soared to the levels of Mystic Sanctuary, it's still reasonable. It enters the battlefield untapped if you have 3 or more other swamps, and when it enters the battlefield, you can put a creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. In this case, Arcbound Ravager, the Slag Fiend, or Goblin Engineer. And then in our sideboard, we have a whole mess of stuff. I don't know why there's exactly 1 Kroxa. These toolbox answers make a bit of sense to me, although without Disciple of the Vault or any Shrapnel Blasts or anything like that, I'm not really sure Ensnaring Bridge is something we're going to want to play, but it could be. Damping Sphere, yes. Navigator's Compass. I guess that gives us access to black mana if we get Blood Moon. We got a Grafdigger's Cage. Ravager can eat the bridge. Good point. And then we got Blood Moons, Abrade, Dreadborn, and Gas Rampage. Yeah, that's a good point, Brian. Ravager can eat the bridge when you're ready to win. To that point, though, we're not playing any Blinkmoth or Inkmoth Nexus. Compass is there for repeated life gain, right? Because you cycle it into your graveyard and out again. Okay, that makes sense. I got you. That makes sense. No Blinkmoth or Inkmoth Nexuses here. I guess we'd be more vulnerable to Blood Moon, and then we would be less able to get Witch's Cottage while still having. But I think these mountains are nonsense and should just be more Blood Crypts. Yeah. One mountain I don't mind, but we didn't need 3. And then I like the Castle Locthwain. Okay, so in my mental mind, for the duration of this league, I want to pay attention to, let's say, the 2 deltas and the 2 catacombs. I want to see on my opening hands how often I actually need these for colored mana, and if that they could be Blinkmoth or Inkmoth next eye, and we would be happier. Anyway, so let's
Meanwhile,
some Modern and see how we do with this. It's a reasonably aggressive deck with some good discard tools and some good removal, so it is entirely possible it could be good. There's a Kaldheim super qualifier in 1 day and 10 hours, so that looks like it's on Saturday. Unfortunately, this is the same time as the Mana Traders event. But I am looking for something to play in soon because I've got these the points. My points didn't get deleted because we ended the season, did they? They did not. Good, because I have almost 2 challenges worth of entry points. So we get to go play with house money a couple times. All right, let's do it up. Slag pile. Round 1, game 1. Win the die roll, feels good. Oh, we're also a Luris deck. Did not mention that, but yeah, we are a Luris deck. If we board in Blood Moons, they will know, in theory, that we did that. Yeah, all right. Well, I think this is the kind of hand we're here to keep. So we are hoping our opponent is not on some kind of control deck with this particular hand. Rats. Oh, lovely. Right then. So I think I'm about to find out what the best thing I can get against... Oh, well, I think I'd rather get this Engineer into play right now. So if this is Spirits, maybe Executioner's Capsule? Or maybe it's just... no, Engineered Explosives doesn't help me much here. Unless I get up to Luris, which is not going to take you. It's going to be a minute. It's I think it's Pyrite Spellbomb or Executioner's Capsule. And the answer to my question is Capsule, I'm pretty sure. Pyrite Spellbomb might be more mana efficient, but the biggest problem with that will be if they get a bunch of Lords in play. So I think we'll take the Capsule. Just in case. And we have... maybe I should have taken the Pyrite Spellbomb because I have Fatal Push. Oh well. We'll certainly see rather quickly. I really, really would like to hit a land next turn. It's not a disaster if I don't, but it's not great. Yeah, you came back at the perfect time, Jiggy. Welcome, welcome. That's good because it will eventually let my Spire of Industry tap for colors. So let's just go Inquisition first. And they're probably just playing the Nihil Spellbomb this turn. So if I take Rattle Chains, they're just straight up playing nothing this turn. They do have the Skyclave Apparition for next turn. So I guess I have to take the Skyclave, then they'll play the Rattle Chains, and then next turn they'll be able to play Phantom plus Selfless Spirit. They could drop the Selfless Spirit in at any time. However, Fatal Push plus the Executioner's Capsule will hopefully be able to overcome them, but we can only do that if we start off by taking out the Skyclave Apparition. Good. We do need to just consistently be on the eye out for the Rattle Chains. I mean, so the question here, I guess, for me is, are they just going to jam this Rattle Chains at end of turn, or are they going to try to keep it up as a defensive tool? Looks like they're going to jam, and I think they should. All future spirits come out at instant speed. Supreme Phantom? They could dump 2 Phantoms into play and just smash me for 4. Yep. But this does mean that we get to remove 1 with a Fatal Push. Maybe we'll just top deck a second Fatal Push. That'd be great. Black mana, not bad at all. So I can use Engineer to cycle Spellbomb into a Capsule and kill something. And I want to do this while they don't have anything going on. But it's much more mana efficient to just like either dump the Wellspring in and push, or use Engineer to... Oh, I know what I'm going to... Okay. So we're going to use Engineer to cycle the Spellbomb into a Capsule, plus we're going to draw a card off of it. Because if we find mana, that'll be really helpful. So they have Selfless Spirit and 1 unknown card. There's the unknown card. Man, that is really good for them. It's going to be hard to overcome the amount of damage that's coming through. They tick the Vial up. Okay, so they have to cast the Selfless Spirit, but I think we're just going to die unless I draw top deck another Fatal Push. Oh no, they draw a 3-mana Lord? Oh my god. Rough. Yeah, well... We're not beating that hand. Impossible. Okay. While I appreciate it's almost definitely correct to just board out all my Slag Fiends, I feel like Nihil Spellbomb's definitely worse. Servo Schematic does nothing. Engineering Explosives is fine if we draw it, so maybe we'll keep the 1. Or if I Luris for it, as I said. We need to survive that long, but we're boarding in a bunch of removal, so we probably will. Probably should even bring in the Dreadbore. I don't like Dreadbore being 2 mana here, but... Beggar, not chooser, I suppose. I don't think Smuggler's Copter is worth keeping. And then we'll board out a Thoughtseize, I guess. Alright. Losing game 1 there really sucks, because I felt like we could have had a reasonable game. They just came out way too fast. Triple Lord draw. 1 land. Oof. 1 land, double discard, Pyrite Spellbomb, Executioner's Capsule. Being choked on mana is so bad here. But we're actually a 21 land deck. Now, double discard, maybe we'll just YOLO it. And they might have a... Damn it. I was really hoping... Well, it is still possible they have a shaky Aether Vial-driven hand. No. Well, hopefully we'll top deck the land. We'll just be good to go. Yep. That card is pretty irrelevant against us. So I gotta take the Skyclave. Pyrite Spellbomb will deal with the Shacklegeist. So they're just living off the top of their library now. Vial is not an impressive draw. And they, instead of playing the Shacklegeist, they played the Vial. That's a little wild. So maybe we'll just engineer this turn. Get my bridge buried. Because I took their Skyclave last turn, so... What is this? Oh, this is just a F6 value? Yeah. Okay. So they still have the Horizon Canopy in their hand. So we're going to blow up their Spectral Sailor. Okay. I didn't want to use that card this turn anyway. That one, on the other hand. That one I wanted to use. So let's just grab a Swamp and then play a Capsule. Woo! Bomat Courier goes brrrr. Okay. Okay. I can't abrade their Vial or do much of anything else at the moment, because if they're able to drop in a Skyclave Apparition while I am unable to bring the bridge out of my graveyard, that puts me in a really crappy spot. I guess I'll shoot down the Geist with the Capsule here. We'll take the risk. I mean, at least the bridge isn't in play. So if they have another Skyclave here, we get kind of screwed up, but Rattle Chains. Okay. Not getting that second red earlier is really starting to hurt. But Bomat can attack here, so that's kind of hot. Get him, buddy. I kind of want to have them discard the last card in their hand, and then, yeah, kill one of their creatures here. I guess it doesn't matter which one I try to kill, because they can just... Bomat Courier, your favorite. I do love me some Bomat Courier. Why isn't that card being played in Vintage? Pfft. I'll tell you why, because Vintage players are nerds. Oh, I hope they don't have Skyclave here. Very good. It was Hallowed Fountain. It says almost draw a card. Must be good. Oh no. No, 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 no. Please be a lord. Whew. Thank God. Thank God I'm only just almost dying. Okay. Well, we're gonna take 2 this turn. I guess that's not too bad. I just have to pray they don't top deck a pray they don't top deck the Skyclave. Well, this does have flying. Of course it does. Whew. You should keep Arcbound around. I needed to turn something, sure, but I needed to, yeah, I mean, I would like to get Arcbound Ravager back out of the graveyard, so yes, but you know what? Actually, you're 100% right. That was a line I wasn't thinking of. Thank you. So what Michael's just brought up was the fact that if I have an Arcbound Ravager in play and they hit Skyclave Apparition, they have to target my Goblin Engineer, otherwise they don't get to do anything. We'll be able to set that up still. It's just going to take a couple turns. Second Engineer is not helpful. Do I want to discard my hand for a shot at more lands? I think I do. Yeah. Good. Well, I can put myself to 1. Sure. So we're gonna go to 1 here to get the second red, but also to get this last card out of my hand. I don't care if they let this resolve or not. It doesn't really affect my game plan. Sure. So we can kind of take apart their board at our leisure. Although I kind of want to put Luris in my... I boarded in Bridge, I can't Luris. It's going to be awkward to actually try to win. I mean, I think I just turned the Capsule into a Ravager and... I mean, I don't need to do anything right now, but... Yeah, I understand that, Mike. They didn't do it this turn, though, so they've already gotten lazy. So, I don't know what to tell you. Like, they just didn't do anything with all their creatures that turn. Like, I don't. So now I do need to find another goblin. So I should have kept that other goblin, I didn't realize. We need Servo Schematic, surprisingly. Shoot. 1 life is too low. It's too low. They did too much damage. Ah. Yeah, I agree. So Gleaming and Barrier and Servo Schematic doing more work than I initially thought. I think I should... No, because I can't do the trick anyway if they actually start paying attention. So that's good. I can turn that into... Well, not much, I guess. But, well, they can always tap my engineer before they do whatever they want to do. Yeah, I think that's probably correct, Mike. But I want to do that on my turn once I know that I've drawn a non-land card I can cast. Otherwise, it's too easy for me to lose on the spot to getting 2 cards trapped in my hand. Like so I couldn't do that this turn. There it is. They screwed up. How does this deck win? I don't know that it does yet. I know how it's meant to win. Meant to win with Arcbound Ravager, Slag Fiend, Beatdown. But in this specific case, we're just playing like this weird, we're locked up in our own prison game. So, I mean, at the moment, my plan is find a second engineer. Second engineer finds Servo Schematic or... no, it's just Servo Schematic. Did I board it out, though? Did I board out both Servo Schematic and Gleaming Barrier? I did. I can't even do the thing that I'm supposed to do, and now they have a rest in peace. Okay, we're just dead here, and I didn't understand. Yeah, I didn't understand how valuable those cards were. I don't think we were going to win that game, even if we had them. Like, it was just going to take way too long. They were going to find another Skyclave and not screw up this time. But, yeah, okay. Those, in a very theorycraft way that doesn't make any sense with what this deck is trying to do otherwise, those cards do something very valuable in that kind of situation. Like, over 10 turns, we would eventually be able to grind out value, which we could turn into Executioner's Capsules, and then take their whole board off, and then sack the bridge, and then go. But it takes an unbelievable amount of time. But we could have done it. We could have done it. Yeah, no, I understand that. But what I didn't understand is that we just get trapped with like only the artifacts we draw otherwise, because we don't have things like Emeries that actually just like add artifacts in the board ever. Like, it's very, very, very difficult for this deck to actually create artifacts and gain value. We're also not playing Mishra's Bauble in our Luris deck? That can't possibly be right. Jeez. Yeah. Oh no. Playing against Jiggy Wiggy. Yeah. Ah, the classic. Well, Kolaghan's command should be pretty good here. It's not the worst draw, but I think I'd rather play a Servo Schematic this turn. Or Ichor Wellspring. Ichor Wellspring. So depending on which way they go with the turn, we can sort of mess them up with the Inquisition. I guess if they play Lazov first, then we can only cause them to discard Kroxa. And Lazov's a 1/3, so KCOM doesn't kill it. So that, yeah. See if they hit the... But we can engineer for a Nihil Spellbomb. Breach! Ah, I see. I see. Down to put the fear of God in them. Holy yikes. So it doesn't matter what we choose. Great. All right. Oh, it does, because now they could just turn Lazav into a Lurrus and then next turn play the Breach. Right. Yeah, they could turn Lazav into a Lurrus right now and get the Bauble. They also just could have played the Lurrus, so... Whichever way they do this, it largely did not matter. Yeah. What's up, El Rodio-san? So, land? I'd like a land. Oh, I can draw myself an extra land. Or try to. Triggers. That was not what I wanted to draw. So I wanted to kill the Lurrus. And if I let them untap, they can get double Lurrus going. But what we will do is we'll Inquisition their Croxa and then eat their graveyard. They'll still have the Bauble going, but that's the best we can do. Still have the Bauble and the Lurrus, but... Brian, he's outvaluing me. He's outvaluing me. I can't get more value than the Jiggy Wiggy. He's got so much value. Yeah, well, that's the plan. I just don't have infinite mana, dude. Tokens and cards. Yeah, but he's getting 2 cards per turn, or he's getting an extra card per turn for free. Literal 0 mana. What about playing Slag Fiend in a deck with Emery? 4 Slag Fiends and 4 Emerys is like your only non-artifact card, and just like everything else is like Arcbound Ravager and just like a cadre of non-stop artifacts. Initial draft I had was awful. Well, okay. So I can kill the Lurrus, but then they just Lazav into another Lurrus. That said, if I kill the Lurrus during their upkeep or draw step, it's too slow without a bit of board control or hand hate early on. You say so. I remember our Urza decks being pretty close, and they were playing a clunky ass card like Urza. Everything costs too much mana right now. What if I just concede that he's going to draw more cards? And so we'll... Servo Schematic. Oop, I tapped the wrong lands. It's fine, we'll be able to shock. No, don't do the thing you're talking about. That's not what I said. Slag Fiend, Emery, Affinity deck. Maybe some Trap Blasts. Emery put Artifact in Graveyard for Slag Fiend. You play 4 Ravager, play some Blinkmoth or Inkmoth Nexus. Yeah, yeah. Play some in Soul? I don't want to play in Soul. Well, Slag Fiend's not legal in Pioneer. Cut the engineers for better Ravager support. Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying. This engineer stuff seems like nonsense. It just seems to want to play an entirely different game plan. I never had the opportunity this game at any point to be playing an aggressive game at all. Period. I love Engineer too. I think Engineer needs to go in Engineer decks. I don't know if Engineer and Slag Fiend are friends. One day we'll see Modern Painter. Maybe. I've played it. You can go on my YouTube and search Painter, and you will get 1 Legacy deck and 2 or 3 Modern decks. And the Modern decks are a whale of a time. Oracle's in his graveyard right now? I've got servos. Yay! So I got rid of the Breach in his graveyard. If the last card in his hand is another Breach, I die here. I'm fairly certain. Did he just grind his own grinding station? He did. Okay, well that does not mean I will die. Turns Lazov into an Emery. Sure. Sure. Sick play, bruh. Pithing Needle, eh? So I put this on grinding station, he just can't win. Unless he gets engineered explosives, which he has in the graveyard right now. So never mind. Pyrite Spellbomb kills everything, though, right? Yeah, it does. And starting next turn, I can just cycle it pretty aggressively. Do I just want to kill one of these Emeries right now? Or do I want to just exile their graveyard? I think I want to just exile the graveyard again. All right. What do you got there, Jig? What do you got? Jiggy can draw 3 cards per turn and has not yet found a way to kill me. Or win. How many grinding stations and breaches have I gotten rid of? 2 breaches, 1... Just 1 grinding station? Just 1 grinding station. And an engineering explosives and a Kroxa. Guess we're gonna see a Kroxa here? Yeah, that's fine. Lazav can attack as a Kroxa. Okay, that's fine. Not the end of the world. But then it won't be able to draw a card as an Emery. And honestly, I'm more afraid of one of those than I am the other. Yep. Go, my servo token. Die for the cause. You will die for the cause. The last card in their hand, Unearth? I think it must be. Yeah. Called shot. We're just gonna ditch the Ravager here. Are we? No, we're not. That Crocs is gonna be a problematic. The one in play, actually. Yeah. Oh, or we could draw something that's that good, I guess. Sure. And we just pass here. Put 1 bauble in the yard, sure. Can't cast Kroxa with that. So I get to turn my Ichor Wellspring into a Servo Schematic, then turn my Servo Schematic into an Ichor Wellspring. Or a Pyrite Spellbomb to start knocking down Luris and then Emery. There have been so many game actions, and it's turn. I missed the window to exile the Kroxa. Just click through it. Just straight up click through it. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. It's bad, but it's not the end of the world. So I want Servo Schematic. We'll turn the Wellspring into it. Discard the Ravager. Get back the, where is it? Get back the Wellspring. Still would like to see more mana on my side, I think. Name Grinding Station. Let's put Servo Schematic into play. Sacking Wellspring, see what we pick up. Cottage is hilarious, but not good, but not bad. Alright. Could take out Luris or Emery here. Probably should take out the Luris. Let's get back our Pyrite Spellbomb, sack Servo Schematic. I guess they could just have a second Luris. Yeah, let's just pass. Well, we're starting to accumulate several servos. These Croxes. These Croxes are doing a number. That is not, yeah. Just dead. Shit. Didn't play around the EE on 0. Unfortunate. There you go. Turning into a prison deck here. So 4 Slag Fiends and 4 Ravagers out. We're just all about the Goblin Engineers now. Is this correct? I'm not sure, but this is how I'm trying it. My strategy is to play out the game like we've played out every single game thus far, which is we don't actually have a beatdown strategy. And we're just going to try to grind him out. It's kind of like the new Lantern control. Very much playing like a prison deck over here. Prison of servos. So we can leave Emery because we have an Executioner's Capsule. Just take the Grinding Station. Yeah, I also have a Fatal Push, but... I discarding Fatal Push? I think I am, actually. Because I do want the Moon, and then Smuggler's Copter into Servo Schematic is kind of sweet. Hilariously, they're both 1-ofs in this deck. We just happen to draw them up together. Okay, well... Full retail Emery. Yeah. They have a Nihil Spellbomb in their graveyard, so we need to dodge. Need to dodge that. So we got the Smuggler's Copter booted up. Let's see what we pick up here. Okay. So now they can play Mox Amber out here, but that won't get Kroxa. They need another black or red if they want to cast Kroxa. Tapped black will not do it. Sure. Plays out the Spellbomb, seems wise. Yep. So let's hit a red source, please. But I think I'd rather kill the Emery this turn. No, I wouldn't. I want to lock this Kroxa out. Also, Smuggler's Copter is really killing them good. Not traditionally what I think of Smuggler's Copter doing, but it definitely does have 3 power. Okay. So they have blue, black, and red, so they can EE on 3. Two. Okay. Loudly announcing they're not afraid of no Blood Moon. Should have kept the land in my hand in case there's a second Kroxa, but well. Oh, also for the Copter. Yeah, which I just assumed was not going to get to attack, but... So now they don't have access to blue. So another Kroxa would suck. If they hit a second black source, that would be bad. But I have no hand in the actions of this turn. Hey, Roy, welcome back. Son of a bee. Yep. Instantly punished. Well, maybe the servos will just kill them. Alright. But if they don't have access to a blue mana, they can't combo off. Also... Jiggy's avatar is staring into my soul. On the Scrapyard Combiner? Yeah, there's a reason you've never seen that card. It's very much not close to being playable. Oh, I know. I'm aware. I know what set it's from. So you'd think it'd be really good. Yeah. We're going the distance with servo tokens. Yay! Blood Moon and servo tokens! Let him eat servos. Yeah, these have been really, really crazy games. We're just like very aggressively just like trying to slay each other's graveyards. Which is why I boarded the way I did. Just get out of here, Slag Fiend. I want to play Slag Fiend in a deck that, again, like as I was saying earlier, I want to play Slag Fiend in a deck that aggressively puts cards in its graveyard. Oh no. Joke's on you, opponent. I don't have any good cards in my hand. No Soul Guide Lantern. Not in this deck list. Yeah, I was wondering if I would get kicked in the teeth by choosing to play the tap land out of my hand rather than the fetch land. And there it is, instantaneously punished again. I didn't say it when I played the tap land. I was like, oh, wait, I wanted to play the Fatal Push because then I would have more ability to kill something they were going to play. But I thought to myself, well, what are they going to play that I'm going to want to kill? There's my answer. Also, classic move. We drew the Blood Moon 2 turns after they hit us with a discard spell. Don't jinx it. Don't. This is fine. Yeah, man. Well, I 0-5'd earlier today, but apparently I just played better on stream. I don't actually think that's what it is. My opponents in that league were considerably more lucky. Do I need double black for anything? No, but I do need multiple red as I'm going along. Dude. Blood Moon is so good, says Jiggy. Oh, Jiggy calls GG's. Yeah, we ran into the Serum Visions mirror match. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Is Brian also playing? He should be watching me play right now, or he's gonna watch it when we when it's on the VOD. There he is. Brian, how do you like my boarding plan? Instead of making the mistake of taking out your sweet one-of silver bullets that synergize with the Goblin, just took out all the Ravagers and all the Slag Fiends. Do you have Burgies? If you do, can you trade them to me for tomorrow? Because Mana Traders doesn't have them for me yet. Yes, Slag Fiend is the red goyf. House of Mana, alright. Should be Titan. Could be the new, like, Aspiring Spike, F, Pause, Luz, Titan deck with, Giants. Sure. Oh, he's on this BS. Hey, we got a raid from the Legacy Pit. Sweet. Welcome, Legacy Pit arrivals. I know of you from one of your human beings appearing on, I want to say, Leaving a Legacy, and talking about how you guys did what you did, which was amazing, by the way. Congratulations to you guys for helping keep a Legacy community alive. They can combo off next turn, so I suppose I should Inquisition them again. Because if I don't and they top decked the Outburst, then we just die. Good. Alright. So now we just have to kill them before they start getting to Field of the Dead, or before they find another Violent Outburst and get an Emrakul. Okay. There are 0 artifacts in graveyards right now. So I straight up cannot cast this Slag Fiend at the moment. So that sucks. Hopefully we'll be able to win before they get Field of the Dead online. If we can't, we know our deck is bad. You feel better with the bomb on board? I don't think you understand what their deck is. They're gonna Violent Outburst into Tybalt's Trickery, cast the Tybalt's Trickery on the Violent Outburst, and cast an Emrakul. So... abandon Reason.
Compadres,
thanks for the follow, SSA00109A.
And remember, a shiny new donkey for whoever brings me the head of Colonel
Yeah, this is a new deck. They copied a land they already have. That is a mistake. So we're gonna go combat. We're gonna draw off the Bomat because drawing off the Bomat doesn't change the damage we get in here. And we could pick up a bunch of good stuff and potentially kill them next turn. So, activate Bomat. Yeah, so we have the kill next turn. I can hit him for 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not enough to kill them, so we have to wait one more turn. So hopefully we'll get there. In Kolaghan's command, but it's not as much damage as just doing this. Hold on. I want to do this. I want to do this. Sack the barrier. And then, yeah, we kill him next turn. All right. Good luck, Godspeed, opponent. Yay! We had main deck interaction. Whoa, play Magic. Alright. I mean, I skillfully managed to beat them. Alright, they do have a sideboard juke into Titan, but we have Blood Moons. The Slag Fiends are going out again. I think this is how I want to board. They turn into Dryad Titan, so let's bring in this Feed the Swarms as well, and then Dreadbore. Maybe I don't need to go that crazy because I already have the Executioner's Capsule, although let's take out the Pyrite Spellbombs. We're keeping the Ravagers. Maybe I do want the Slag Fiend. Don't we bring in Lurrus? I don't really care about the Lurrus. In this matchup especially. If they cast multiple things per turn, Sphere. No, so here's the thing. Their main deck plan is they play 4 Emrakuls, 1 Tybalt's Trickery, and 4 Violent Outbursts. And they're an obnoxious combo deck. Their sideboard plan is they board out all of those cards and some of the lands, and they board in a Titan deck. So they board in like 4 Dryad of the Elysian Grove, 4 Primeval Titan, 4 Summoner's Pact, and 3 somethings. That's the version I saw. That's the version I saw. But I am going to assume that that is their plan. Would you board in Sphere against Titan? Not this Titan deck. This Titan deck has no Kurus. 0. No, they don't play Soul Lands. This is not Amulet Titan. This is not Green-White Titan. This is like the worst constructed Titan deck ever. Because it's just like all of their lands are regular lands, and then there's some Field of the Deads. And there's like a couple of fetched lands. But they don't have any like interesting land interactions, as far as I know. And they do have Valakuts, which is why they're playing the Dryads. Keep the Shadowspear. Yeah, let's call it Blue Collar Titan, sure. I guess the Nihil Spellbombs are worse than the Pyrite. I don't want to put my artifact count too low. Yeah. Blue Collar Titan. Pays its taxes. Yeah. Goes to church every Sunday. As the funniest member of Faithless Brewing would say, mom and pop, missionary position, lights off, Titan deck. Moles to 4, moles to 3, moles to 2. Brian, which of us is playing the bigger meme? Me or my opponent? I mean, I don't have anything better to do on turn 1 than play Inquisition. Is there one card, Veil of Summer? They did not board into the deck, by the way, into the Titan deck. So my sideboarding was incorrect here. Hopefully we don't get punished, because I will have a slower clock. Because basically from this point their whole deck is lands. Well, Castle Locthwain could be useful. This kills Emrakul. Oh my god. Their combo kill is irrelevant, so all we gotta do is beat the Field of the Dead. So let's find one of our Blood Moons and get out of here. My opponent might be reading the Executioner's Capsule and finding out that they're dead. Fuck. I don't want to cast this yet. Can I hold off a turn to get this clock into play? Or is that suicide? That's suicide, right? I think it's important. I mean, I guess it'll be multiple turns to get the clock into play. That's the problem. Because I just don't have enough cards in the graveyard yet. Now, next turn I can capsule my Gleaming Barrier. Well, technically this turn I can capsule my Gleaming Barrier. We need a swamp. Yeah, which I don't have. I didn't have access to one at all this game, so it's not like I misplayed. I'm going to take the risky line and give them another shot at the Violent Outburst. Maybe they hit it, maybe they don't. But I already took one away, so maybe we get lucky. Maybe they draw the Tybalt's Trickery instead. Was this? This is an instant. So if they get 3 islands in play, they can reset it with a Sanctuary. Okay, that's good to know about. But if I Blood Moon them, they can't cast it. So I need to watch out for them having a fetch land here. Good. So I can capsule the Gleaming Barrier and then play Blood Moon. I think we just jam Blood Moon and watch them concede, probably. That's a good draw. Do I get Servo Schematic and kill him with it? I know Ravager would be faster, but Schematic is more hilarious. You know what? I'm here to entertain people. I'm here to entertain. So we're going to turn our Gleaming Barrier into servos. And mana? What? And mana. Come on, swamp. Treasure plus swamp. Oh, sure. If I find that, sure.
Just give him one of these.
Thanks for the follow there, Kip44. Wait, I could cycle the Gleaming Barrier a couple times, couldn't I? That's a way faster clock than what I'm doing. So we're going to do that. Neat. This deck does have a lot of cool stuff going on. So we'll turn it into a Servo Schematic. Yeah. And then the next turn, we can turn it back into the Gleaming Barrier, and then the next turn we'll win. I wonder if they have any actual factual forests. Because if they hit that, they could kill us. But whatever. I think we won. New Neo brand, that deck is not. Nice meme. Here's the best part. In inferior configurations, that deck has 5-0'd. So QB was on burn last time. Sand is garbage anyway, so sand is not great, but I'll keep it against burn. Not on burn. That's not good. Oh. No companion, but probably Junt. Could be Rock. Hey, what's up, House of Manus? GG's. I am shocked that you were playing that deck. You do you stream? Because I cannot imagine it's fun. Okay, if you say so. That does not look like any kind of fun to me. Okay, no worries, no worries. Well, I'm glad to have you swinging on by, Amulet Expert. You have crushed me many a time. We're playing the best Tarmogoyf in Modern in our deck. We're playing Slag Fiend. Cycles Canyon Slough. Okay. This is a bit of a rough draw. Probably not going to live long against Jund. Yeah. So but did you do that against me for game 2? Did you do the transformational sideboard? You didn't, right? Because you'd have to have taken out the Cascade card. I was expecting you to transformational sideboard, so I boarded as if you were going to be the Titan deck, but Blood Moon works against both halves, so. But I went less aggressive and more sort of control-y, grindy. I boarded in a bunch of creature removal that was used. But we're playing Executioner's Capsule, by the way, which would have killed your Emrakul if you had managed to get it on board, which is just hysterical. Sure. Even Lightning Bolt was able to knock down my Ravager. And now we're stranded. Well, at least I got Luris. Hi-oh! Yeah, well, Multitude. But that's like... I mean, you've seen the deck list you were playing, right? Is it 9 cards and 51 lands? That's right? 9 cards, 51 lands? Well, that fucking sucks. Wow. Boo. Okay, so we're against the Jund Bloodbraid Valky deck. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the deck you were playing, right? It's the deck you were playing. Executioner's Capsule, why? Why you do this to me? Fuck. Well, at least I can prevent them from turning it into a Luris. They didn't have any value in their graveyard at the moment, but they could have gotten there. Next turn we can Witch's Cottage, get our Ravager back. Oh no. Oh no. Whew. Oh no, that's terrible. Fuck. Ah. Oh shoot, I could have killed the Bloodbraid. Or this goose. And I missed resetting my... Oh, God. Plays Legacy Legacy and Vintage like I actually know how to play Magic. Now I'm playing Modern and I'm just like, dur. I don't have interaction. What are spells? Baby, don't hurt me. They have 4 cards in hand. There's basically no chance they don't have removal, but maybe we'll be okay. The way their hand worked out was really obnoxious, though. Fuck. Yeah. No, they just bolt me. Just don't even care. I meant to equip the Shadowspear, but I just clicked through my second main phase. Well, I clicked through the first main phase, and then the Moto client was like, derp, and then I clicked through the second one. But it's fine. We weren't gonna be able to do anything there anyway. So Blood Moon seems good. Again. EE seems good. Take out some Thoughtseize. Maybe some Executioner's Capsule? No, it's still pretty good. Oh, Bomat Courier? Nihil Spellbomb? Yeah, maybe Spellbomb. Maybe I want some braids? No. No, we have enough interaction already. Yeah, and then Roy, I don't know if you're aware of it, but so if you Bloodbraid into a Valky, you get to put the flip side into play. Or you can choose to. You could also choose to not. I don't know why you do that, but you could. And then the other interaction you can do it with is Bring to Light. So EE on 2 is going to be really good, huh? Well, then you're going to like what I do in the future, Blitz. It's the most likely incentive to not flip if you cascade into the opponent has interaction, but other than that, Tybalt all the way. Sure. So Tybalt can take my Ravager here, and then we Blood Moon them, and then we win, probably? They're going to see their doom coming for them. That's fun. Instantaneous concession. I don't know if this deck is good, but it's got the Saffron Olive thing going on. Well, I looked up a card, and it's a bit of a meme, so we're going to play it with 4 copies of Blood Moon. You could say QB Turtle went into their shell. Yes, you could say that, Blitz. Is withdraw the increases sharply? No. Is it? Is there also another one? There might also be another one. Because I know Screech is defense fell sharply. Yeah, keeping that one. Is it good? No. This is literally 0/0. But we've got Inquisition in the Blood Moon. Withdraw is sharply. Harden is increased. Okay, I was thinking of Harden. Fuck. They're just going to take my Inquisition here. They don't even care. Oh. That's a creature I have not ever seen. Opponent asks a pertinent question, Brian. Where is the white for Ranger Captain of Eos to fetch our Slag Fiends? Fuck, this hand sucks so hard. Brutal. For reference, Brian, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. That is a bad idea. Do not add white to this deck to fetch more consistent Slag Fiends when the Slag Fiend already currently is 0/0. And admittedly, I kept this hand. White in our super low to the ground red-black deck. No, I just mean like doing an entire... Fuck. I was expecting them to K-Com and pick up their Tarmogoyf. And I couldn't play Engineer there into the K-Com because Engineer cannot get you anything that just has value in the graveyard. Unless you're playing Sword of the Make. Well, if I can ever get this in the graveyard, I can play a 1/1 Slag Fiend. Super. I mean, Jund has got to be one of the worst matchups we could possibly have. And we got one free win off of the... They're playing a Witch's Cottage! Sweet. Oh, because they can reset the Tybalt and then cascade into it. And that's what they're going to do with the Bloodbraid here? Nice. Alright, we're dead. Are we? Yeah, they still haven't used their Kolaghan's command. We're toast. We can't find a bridge. Doesn't matter. No, what I was saying to not do, Brian, is play white-red Slag Fiend artifact nonsense. I think Emery has to be the best possible thing you could be doing. Yeah. I just want to see what like the deck that's just Emery and Slag Fiend looks like. Emery, Slag Fiend, Ravager, and all the best things you can do with that. Maybe you could even play Goblin Engineer, and then you got to have some artifact lands too. and then you can get your numbers pretty high. So let's say you had 12, so you could have 48 minus 20, so like 28 artifacts instead of 21. Still doesn't even seem, but like Emery is milling them in too. Oh, we're 2-2. Better than I thought we would be. There's like 0% chance Dispatch is worth playing, right? Oh, sure. We're against Co 98. Yep. It's not great, but I'll keep it. I'm gonna get the Bomat Courier going first. Oh my. Are we against the nonsense deck again? So we could find out pretty easily. For no cost. God damn it! Against the nonsense deck again. Okay, so we got a Bomat into another discard spell. We can do it, so let's do it. This deck is... I would like to say something very insulting about it, because... Not because I think it's problematic or anything like that. That's not my problem. My problem is I wanted to play another match of Magic with Brian's deck without having to do another league with it, and this is not a game of Magic. Is it? Sure, technically. Okay. They'll Emrakul. If anyone's excited to see them do their thing, I guess you'll get to. Is there any out for us? No, there's not. Because they had a double. Wait, are they all on tap lands? No, they have another Foothills? Yeah, they have another Foothills. I'm going to pretend as if I have an out here. All right, so if anyone's interested in seeing this happen, They flip their Tybalt's Trickery, they counter their own thing, they get the Emrakul, they get the cast trigger, and we're dead. One discard spell, not good enough. Luckily, our deck is weirdly and uniquely well set up to beat this. So we get the Blood Moons. Bridge also works. These also work pretty well against the plan of them turning into the other deck. So take out spell bombs. I think I'll keep the Slag Fiends in case, like House of Mana, they decide to stick with their fair plan. Although Kolaghan's command is no good. Engineered Explosives is generally going to be poor. Yeah. So we'll just see which direction they go. Bring in Damping Sphere for one fatal push. Well, food is green. We just don't know which direction they're going to go. If they're going to stay with the unfair plan, or if they're going to board into the Titan deck. It just makes boarding here kind of tricky. Pithing Needle has no effect. Sphere no, I understand Sphere is good against Cascade, but if they turn into the fair Titan deck, no, I know, but if they turn into the fair Titan deck, it just doesn't matter. I'm not saying it couldn't matter. I'm saying I think they should go fair, but that's knowing what my deck is, which they do not. So we'll see. If they're on the combo plan, this is not good enough. If they're on the combo plan, this is not good enough. If they're on the combo plan, this might be good enough. It's bad, but it might be good enough. Hand sucks, keep. Yeah. Okay, they're gonna have... I should have kept the Nihil Spellbombs. I didn't remember that they actually can get up to enough islands and then reset their thing. Alright, we gotta get this Blood Moon into play ASAP. Basic island? Wild. So are we just screwed? Can we just never make it? I think that's the case. If I hit runner lands, no, we're just dead. Son of a bitch. No, this player knows exactly what they're doing. Yeah. Yeah, just dead. Well, lost to an obnoxious linear combo deck. Go figure. The Mystic Sanctuary angle is not something I was aware of until I started playing here. It definitely gives that deck a lot more flexibility and power than I thought it had. Yeah. Brian, this is bad. I have no idea how you're supposed to fix this. I want to say all the Goblin Engineers or all the Slag Fiends and all the Ravagers should not be in this deck. I don't think these things work together at all. I think you should either be way more aggressive or way more grindy. But this, I don't think this does anything particularly well. It's like the Teamer Kinnan deck with no power. It's like, so if I compare it to like these decks, this is like a whole bunch of artifact nonsense with Trinket Mage to tutor it, but it's like, it's got so much raw power And then the deck that you've built here has like these disruptive elements and removal, but your proactive plan is like so bad. I think in the whole league we had one Slag Fiend that was a 4/4 once, and that was as well as we could do. Other times we had Slag Fiends that were 0/0s that we couldn't cast. I think we had a 2/2 or 3/3 or something like that. So if I want to maximize Slag Fiend, how would I start? So maybe we'll just let's just nuke this. Whoops. How dare you default me to standard? I guess that doesn't really make sense, right? Oh, it kind of does. Let's throw this in as a possible consideration. That's my boy. He's so beautiful. Oh, Unearth was that whole mechanic, right? The hell? Where the hell is Hope of Girapur? How is Hope of G not giving me Hope of Girapur? Oh, there it is. I was like, what? Yeah. Let's see, what else we got that's worth playing in these colors. Can't play Engineered Explosives in this deck. This is where I would start, Brian. Something that looks like this. And Galvanic Blast and Shrapnel Blast are probably some of the best cards you can play. The fundamental problem is that Slag Fiend and Ravager are so... The way... They seem like they work together, but the actual play patterns with Arcbound Ravager are so powerful that it would almost be better to have Mem Knights here, because then you'd have another artifact attacking that you could pump up with all of your modular counters. I guess Walking Ballista would be good here. Not great, but fine. Is Ethereum Sculptor the one I think it is? No. Anyway, this is kind of where I'd start with something for Slag Fiend. Maybe you could do some kind of crazy, like, grinding station slash the Archaeologist deck that is usually played in Kethis. I knew I wouldn't be able to spell Archaeologist. And Arc is going to give me a million cards. Looking for the one from Dominaria. Oh, Grand Architect. Yeah, there's this guy. Yeah, you don't want that here. Almost at Dominaria. Nope, gone too far. Is it not called Archaeologist? It's a blue creature from Dominaria. It is 2 mana, 1 and a blue for like a 1/2. Whenever you cast a historic spell, you can mill someone for 2. Anyway, because I feel like just... If you want to maximize Slag Fiend, you got to do more for it. And if you're not going to maximize Slag Fiend, I don't think it's possibly worth playing, unfortunately. Anywho, I think that's probably going to be it for me tonight.
Meanwhile,
1 a.m. and I went till 4 yesterday. But I do want to thank everyone for tuning in, Brian especially for the donation deck, and hopefully my handling of it was not completely awful. And give you some worthwhile feedback on what you're attempting to do with it. I will be back tomorrow, likely in the evening. I think I have to submit my Vintage deck by like 4 p.m. So I might be playing some Vintage between noon and 4, and then maybe I guess I won't stream tomorrow night. We'll see how that all works out. Don't be surprised if I go live tomorrow at noonish or so, and hopefully y'all have a good night, and I will see you guys next time. Watch out for that new and semi-obnoxious combo deck in the modern format, and I suppose I'll see you soon enough.